Yeah, I'm Jacob here with the Minnesota Vikings preseason week 2 wrap-up, in which the Minnesota Vikings beat the Oakland Raiders 20-12 at TCF Bank. Boy, this game had pretty much everything in it. Oh man, literally, the heavens opened up and yeah, there's about an hour delay in there, so it's pretty late now. It's about 11:15 or so my time, and the game was scheduled to probably get done around 10, so guess that's what happens when you have severe weather in the area. But anyway, even with all the weather, there are a few things that I want to get into. Of course, shout out to all the Raiders TTC members out there, including Pistol. But I'm going to talk to my Vikings fans here. I don't know what it is, but lately, Blair Walsh has not been looking good. I don't know if it's because of the weather tonight. I mean, let's put it this way, the conditions were less than ideal, but he missed an extra point. He missed like 30-yard field goals, and I'm just like, hey. It's not good if we can't rely on our kicker. Just saying. Now, whether or not this is just kind of like jitters or whatever, but it is scary if we can't rely on Blair Walsh, who up to this point has been one of our most, reliable players. Back in 2012, I think he only missed maybe 1 or 2 field goals total, and he set like a record for the most 50-plus yard field goals made in a season. Yeah, after he signed that deal to stay with the Vikings for a few more years, it seems like he's been very lackluster. So, we'll see what happens there with that. But also, some people of interest that really need to be mentioned tonight are Chase Ford. Man, that first half, especially just before and just after the rain delay, Chase Ford was a monster. I mean, he got leveled a couple of times there, including once in the end zone where he got double drilled. And he still held on for the touchdown. So, kudos to you, Chase Ford. Hopefully you can stay with this team in a very, very competitive tight end field. Also, Asiata looked pretty good tonight, too. Kind of the change-up from McKinnon from last year. He was more of the bruiser style, which another thing that I liked about Asiata is we could utilize him as a tight end as well as sort of like a fullback role. He's not just, line him up back there and just plow forward, We can use him out of the backfield as like a tight end on a read end, just one of those players that you can utilize him. Granted, he's probably not going to get the 80, 90-yard touchdown runs because he's slow, but he can get you those tough 5 yards in the trenches. If heaven forbid anything were to happen to Adrian Peterson this year, we still have a bulldozer that can basically fall forward for a few yards. So, and also Teddy. Teddy's looking good, as always. I think currently up to this point he's like 22 of 30 for like 208 yards and a touchdown with 0 interceptions. In the 3 preseason games, at least the sections of those preseason games that he's played. So, it'll be interesting to see how he does in the regular season, because if he is on, it's going to be a fun year for us. Especially if we can get Peterson going, get all of our weapons in a row. Now on to the receiving core. Again, I'll show you just Cordero Patterson and Mike Wallace. Where the heck are you guys? I mean, Cordero Patterson, again, like 1 catch for like 10 yards. And then Sean Hill. And I don't know what it was with that route, but someone wasn't on board here. Sean Hill threw an interception right to the defensive back when Patterson, he ended up flanking left instead of going out to the right, which apparently the route was supposed to do that, or Sean Hill was trying to throw it out of bounds and whiffed, or I don't know what the hell happened there, but I would assume somebody didn't go the way they were supposed to on their route. Can't do that. And then also Mike Wallace. Again, this whole preseason, he's pretty much been silent up to this point. So I honestly have no idea where he is. But anyway, we'll see what happens in the regular season. Again, I'm not too concerned at this point, but just know we brought you over from Miami for a reason. Don't make us regret, getting rid of Jennings. Even though I highly doubt we'd regret that, because Charles Johnson has looked solid for us. As well as our other, receivers. Adam Thielen, which, by the way, happy birthday to you. Too bad we couldn't get you a touchdown. But, again, he's another one of those solid route-running receivers that's, pretty much a perennial favorite to make it on the roster every year, if he can keep this up. And then over on the defensive side, again, our defense looked pretty good, even though, as much as this pains me to say this, Ponder looked like Ponder tonight. I mean, when he came in with the Raiders, there was a few boos to be expected. With the wonderful performance he had with Minnesota. Yeah, he pretty much looked like what you would expect him to look like if you know anything about Vikings football over the last 5 years. That was not pretty. So yeah, but to be honest, I don't really expect to see a whole lot of Ponder throughout the year. And by the way, if you do have to see a lot of Ponder, good luck, Raiders. You're pretty much going to be at the cellar again. So pray that Derek Carr can stay healthy and that offensive line can keep him up. Coming from a Vikings fan, yeah. And also in tonight's a dark horse player that nobody knows of. Let me quick see here. An interception from one of our third stringers, Brian Peters. Congratulations on getting an NFL pick. Granted, it was against third string teams, like the third stringers or second stringers, third. Kind of right around that transition from the second to the third string. But still, though, an interception's an interception. So, again, congrats to you. And also, before I wrap this up, I am getting yet another new jersey. The one that I'll actually be wearing for probably the bulk of the season. One that I've been wanting for a very long time. But again, you'll see that later on down the line, so. Yeah, now that I've blabbed on long enough, I'll go ahead and wrap this video up here. There's just a lot of stuff that happened tonight. And of course, with Mother Nature, getting in the way of things too, that also makes it fun. So, literally there's no halftime. It was a 2-minute intermission, and then they're right back because of the rain delay, which I'm kind of thankful for, because who knows, that game might still be running now, even, if they had the halftime. So, yeah. Next week we play Dallas down in their stadium. So, again, shout-outs to all the Cowboys fans. So, let's see if we can keep our preseason winning streak alive. Right now we're 7-0 in the preseason, which means not a damn thing, but it's kind of, fun little stat, I guess. So, but yeah, with all that being said, this is Jacob. And you have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.